let's fucking go.
There's the whole reason we're here.
All right, the last 3 hours was all preamble to get to this moment.
Apparently.
A promo package tells the story of Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So here's what I garner from this promo package.
Okay.
See if you agree with me.
Okay, go ahead.
Bret Hart is respected by all as the hero and the protagonist of WWF. He takes a break after losing to Shawn Michaels because he's been working his ass off for like 8 or 9 years or whatever. 12, I guess. They say this is his 12th WrestleMania, so he's been doing this for 12 years.
Okay.
So he takes a break. And when he comes back, the Rogues have taken over. So times are changing. So he is the white meat baby face, the greatest wrestler.
Kind of.
Yeah, the best wrestler there ever is, ever was, and ever will be. And while he's gone, Stone Cold Steve Austin wins the Royal Rumble, becomes this attitude of this anti-establishment, rebellious, redneck, who doesn't take shit from anybody, tells it like it is. Like we've said, there's parallels between America's political climate today and the rise of
bringing
like
out the
Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Attitude
the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
A lot.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot. So now the Rogues have taken over, and he needs to purge the WWF of all of these villains, from Stone Cold Steve Austin to, in his mind, Shawn Michaels, all of these guys that are like, don't have respect for wrestling the way that he thinks it should be.
Right.
But to do so, he needs to be darker than ever, as Austin keeps pushing him to the brink by being just an asshole.
Just being
that's
an
what
asshole.
Stone Cold is.
Right.
And Stone Cold is trying to prove that he has overtaken Bret Hart. So he's calling out Bret Hart because he's like, I need to prove myself by beating you. Then the wrestlers start costing each other the title. So Austin keeps getting under Hart's skin.
Yeah, now he's just screwing with him.
So then Hart says, there's a new motto in the World Wrestling Federation. You scratch my back, and I'll stab yours. This is where they show him shouting.
It is a good line.
They show him shouting at Vince McMahon and pushing him down, and then they blame Austin for Hart turning. I do like the fact, kind of, because they do this with Vince, with Austin too. It's not that Austin is causing these people to become evil.
He's pushing them to show themselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
This
Because
is your real
Austin sees
self.
underneath. Yeah, he's like, you're not the puritanical guy that you claim to be. You're not the kindly owner that you say you are. I know you're not. So that's how they keep Austin on the side of the angels a bit, because he's the anti-hero.
Right.
He's a guy that's like, I don't trust you at all.
And here's why. Let me just rip that mask off and let's show you let's show the people who you really are.
This whole thing, and Tony Khan, please let us know. I know you're listening. What the hell else are you doing?
Of course.
I thought that this is very reminiscent of a feud that took place in AEW. When we get to AEW, Rachel, we'll get into it with Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. It's interesting how I saw the parallels just in the promo for this match.
Right.
As we said, I feel like history does make it seem like Hart came in as the white meat babyface and Austin came in as a diabolical heel. And that's not really the case. They were leading to this point to officially do the switch in this match. They introduced Ken Shamrock as the special referee back in the arena. This dude is so jacked, Rachel, seeing him in this ring. It is crazy. Like, he looked insane,
huge.
But he is enormous. He's enormous.
Like, he looks like he feels like a Stretch Armstrong, like if you poke him. He's massive.
He looks unwell.
He's very
he looks
defined.
so big.
Very defined. And they also put him in this, like, not really the ref's uniform.
The tightest ref. The tightest ref outfit they can find.
Skin tight.
Rachel, we haven't talked about it, but we haven't talked about the entranceway. Could you describe the entranceway for WrestleMania 13? What the tunnel looks like? So,
okay, first, it kind of looks like lightning bolts are going around it, or it's like an iris. Like, I couldn't tell if it was like an eyeball with like the little like iris part.
Well,
or if it's supposed to be like lightning is coming around the door.
I'd say it's lightning for the Undertaker. So that's where my head goes.
So it's like purple with lightning, and it's like the shape of a hexagon.
Yeah, I think so. Hexagon, octagon, something like that. Yeah, and then there's lights going into it, so it looks like it's like almost like a tunnel, they're almost emerging from like a Mario portal of some kind.
Yes, that too. They have like where it looks like it's like multiple glass of panes with like lights on them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the glass breaks, and we see Austin
like it physically breaks.
We see Austin walking from the back. He's already jaw-jacking people. And then of the very famous, this is probably the most famous entrance for Stone Cold at WrestleMania. There's a big sheet of glass that just says Austin 316 on it.
Yes. And it shatters.
Yes.
That was so good. Shatters. That was so fun.
So simple.
Yes. Too. It's so simple. And they're all wearing boots, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's so good. I really wish that they would do something like this, these kind of entrances again. Like they do these big elaborate entrances for WrestleMania, but all you have to do is something this simple, and it would be really good.
Absolutely. I don't need your weird CGI crap. Just give me some glass breaking. I'm happy.
Just break some glass. It's fine. That's all I want. Vince tries to get the crowd response over. So he says that Austin's getting a positive reaction. It's good, but that's probably more because these people are like, here we go. Like
here we go.
The crowd is ready for this match, Rachel. They were. Like the second that they realized this was the match, they were like, oh, fuck yes. Like this is why we're here. Lot of Austin signs in the crowd. Lot of Austin 316. Some Hitman 316s and stuff like that too, but a lot of Austin signs. Vince tries to put over the idea that Austin gets a positive reaction and Hart gets a mixed, but I disagree. I think Hart gets a lot of cheers. Mm-hmm. Vince is just trying to tell the story, but Hart gets a lot of a huge pop too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Fireworks for Bret. And I think it's probably his best entrance. He gets the fireworks. He comes out. He walks over the broken glass, which is symbolic because he's walking through the broken glass to fight Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Exactly.
A simple entrance for Hitman, but he looks so ready to walk to the ring that it's like a great entrance.
Mm-hmm. It's very like stoic.
Yeah, exactly. It represents Bret Hart perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
He steps through the glass. He gives his visor thing to a kid in the front row.
Yes, I love that. He like was looking for a kid too. He was waiting. He's like, that one.
Oh, he always put one on a kid. Yeah. No stare down. Austin never liked stare downs. He said like, I don't like to do the stare down because why would you do that? You'd fight the son of a bitch if you wanted to fight him. So like
Bret
he never likes doing
it.
a stare down.
Bret wanted it. He was walking up for it, and like Stone Cold turns his cheek. Like,
Yeah. And then runs at him and tackles him, and here we go. Crowd goes fucking nuts. They punch each other on the ground for a minute, and then they roll out of the ring still punching each other.
Yes.
Some back and forth on the outside. The crowd continues going nuts. Crowd starts chanting Austin. They're fighting around ringside now. Hart throws Austin into the ring post. Austin gets a great noise out of it. It makes a clap sound when he hits it. Austin hangs Bart. Don't have a cow, man.
I could see Bart becoming a wrestler.
I'm sure that episode has happened. It did happen. There's that episode where Grandpa is a wrestler. It did happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Austin hangs Hart on the barricade and then clotheslines him over, and Lou Albano sells this for the crowd. Captain Lou acts like, oh my God, he's like going crazy.
This man is having so much fun getting to participate. He's also kind of helping the security push back people.
He is also pushing people. He knows what's going to happen. He's like, all right, guys, gotta move.
This.
Yeah. They fight through the crowd, and it feels very Attitude Era because they're just fighting through the crowd and the audience. Now Austin dumps pop on Bret Hart.
Yes,
at one point. He takes
all
the pop from a vendor.
The person.
Crowd's having a fucking blast with this because this doesn't happen all the time, probably in this era. There was one show that you and I went to, Rachel, and I was shocked that they went into the crowd because they never do that, or they don't do it as much anymore.
Right.
And I just remember getting giddy when I started like slapping you like, they're coming over here. They're coming over here. And we were never on the level where they're going to be at, but we were like right above that. Yes. So that was fun.
But it was like so close. They came so close.
I cannot imagine being in the
right
crowd
on top
and
of
having them fight like that. And
I would be worried that they're going to hit me like on accident.
The crowd's doing the pats.
Yes,
like this is the era when you'd always just touch the wrestlers, which is the strangest fucking thing that wrestling fans have ever done. So they're all just patting them. It goes on a little long because the rest of the crowd like starts to kind of wait for them to come back to the ring.
Right, because they can't really see.
Yeah, the vendor guy who Austin took the pop from has no idea what to do. He's like standing there all like, I don't know what to do.
The pop is gone now. I don't, what do I do?
He thinks he's going to get in trouble. He's going to get fired.
Probably, and they're like, no, we're going to pay you for him. It's not a big deal. Like, calm down.
Hey, Pete, get your ass in here. You lost 3 pops out there. What happened?
The wrestlers came into the crowd.
Oh, sir, one of the gentlemen that's one of the wrestlers knocked the pop out of my. That's coming out of your paycheck.
Oh no!
It's a terrible Chicago, but whatever. They go further into the crowd. There's a dude with long hair taking pictures with his normal camera, and said that's Rachel. And then there's some guy with a camcorder that's filming the whole thing, and I went, that's Rachel again.
Well, yes. It's fun. Yeah. If you can get some good action shots, it's fun.
A back body drop by Hart in the crowd. I would be terrified to be a wrestler going into the crowd, but nothing has ever happened that I'm aware of. Like,
I don't think so.
They do this, and like the crowd just is like, yep, we know what to do. We part ways and we cheer like crazy and we pat him on the back. And it's like,
you're doing a great job. Good job.
It's so bizarre. It's the strange, like wrestling fans are fucking weird, and some of them are terrible people, and some of them are great people, just like any other fandom. But the strangest social contract I feel like wrestling fans have with the wrestlers is that if they go in the crowd, you just stand there and go crazy and let them fight.
So it's like, let them do it. Let them do it. This is awesome. They're right next to me. Holy shit. They do have like a huge crowd of security around them at the same time. So it's like, you'd hope that if anything's going to happen, it gets nipped in the butt immediately.
One drunk guy.
Right.
Just,
exactly.
Going too far. They start heading back to the ring. Hart goes on the barricade and then does like a jump and like punches Austin as he comes off the barricade. Mm-hmm. Austin reverses a whip into the steps.
Oof.
JR on fucking fire in this match, Rachel.
He
knows. He knows what his job is because he's got the intensity up for this one. Where he's just like, this is a brawl. This is a war. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Like he's doing all of that.
Yes.
Even Vince has upped his intensity. King knows not to make jokes.
Yes, King.
Which would just be like, oh my God.
Just, Yeah, he just does the King yells the whole time. Mm. He doesn't say anything, really.
Austin comes off the apron, punches Hart. Austin grabs the steps. He picks up the steps, which I don't know if we even talked about. They got the red, white, and blue ropes and the traditional. So it's the traditional WWF logo. Like even the old WWF logo is in the corner instead of the scratch Attitude Era.
Right.
Because it's not the Attitude Era officially yet. And then the light blue, like baby blue, sky blue mats, and these awful, ugly looking sky blue stairs. Like the stairs on the
like
used to be black or
blue,
steel.
Like the poles on the ring are dusty blue. The turnbuckles are dusty blue.
Or the ring posts. The ring posts.
Yeah, the ring posts are dusty blue. The mats are dusty blue, and then so are the steps. So it's all like this weird dusty blue color.
Strange color. What'd you say, baby? Did you say my name?
Yes. Dusty roads likes the dusty blue.
I like dusty every color, baby. I like all colors of the rainbow. I like doing Dusty because you can say literally anything.
Yes, you really can.
Austin grabs the steps, but Hart kicks his feet out from under him. He kicks his leg under his leg, and Austin drops the steps. And Austin does this thing where he like makes it look like his knee buckled underneath it. It makes it look kind of gnarly, like he like hyperextends his leg.
Yes.
I don't know how Stone Cold sold that, but he did.
Oh, anything with knees freaks me out. And like the whole idea here is that Austin just had a knee injury.
Had a knee problem. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he's got the brace on. And
I think that's why he's able, like, just playing with it. Like he's like, nah, I gotta really make this great.
Well, and he's gonna be put in the sharpshooter, which puts the pressure on your back and your legs.
Right.
Yeah. Punches by Hart, and then Austin pulls Hart by his singlet into the ring post, so they like both are hurt for a second. They end up back in the ring. Vince puts over how this match is going to stunt both men's abilities going forward. How it's going to take a toll on both of them no matter who wins. A neck breaker by Bret. Vince thinks, what happens if Bret Hart loses? What kind of excuse is he going to have? Because he will have one, I believe. So Vince is putting over the idea that Bret's been whining at him a lot.
He's just being whiny.
Yeah, and he pushed him over, and so
he's kind of pissed at Bret, is what it sounds like.
King calls him a whiner, and Vince pulls it back a little bit.
There were some signs too that call him Crybaby Bret.
Yeah, Crybaby and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Vince pulls back a little bit on this, and JR disagrees with it. He's like, I don't know if I agree with that completely, but whatever. And Vince is like, well, like he realizes that he's being mean about it, so like,
right.
Oh, I have to be neutral here. I'm the owner.
I'm just the owner. I'm not Mr. McMahon. Oops.
I don't know what you said. I'm not Mr. McMahon. I'm just an announcer. Hart starts working on Steve's knee, and the crowd is into this too. Like he starts like kicking Stone Cold's knee and stuff, and the crowd's cheering for it. And in the previous 4 fucking matches, this like mat work was like death.
Yes. And
you know why it is, Rachel?
Why?
Because they're telling the story with an appropriate pace.
Yep.
They know when to turn it down, turn it up, pull the crowd in, make the crowd fit. This is... I'm going to say it now, and then I'll say it again when the match is over. This is one of those matches where you show someone this to gauge if they don't know wrestling, you show them this 27-year-old match. It's like finding an old movie to show someone, right? Mm-hmm. If they don't understand what makes this match what it is, then they don't understand like the storytelling of wrestling, and wrestling just might not be for them. They might just not have the taste for it.
Sure.
Because the way that this match is constructed and framed, and they go through it, is perfect. It's really a perfectly structured wrestling match, kind of just the way that they do this,
right? The hype up for it and all that too. It's
the way that they tell the story. A story unfolds as you watch this thing. You could write the story. Like, I don't have to give you the play-by-play. You can just watch it and you can see a story.
Yeah.
There's tidbits, if you listen to the Laps Fans version of this podcast of WrestleMania 13, JP and Jack will read from, the chairman, will read from a lot of wrestlers' books.
Okay.
As they give you the walkthrough. They call them deep dives. We call them walkthroughs. And they do idea. Bret Hart's book. We stole it from them. And
we didn't steal it from them. That's just how we started doing it.
It just so happened, yes. You know what, JP Jack, let us come on your show.
I would.
And you guys could come on our show. I absolutely would. Absolutely would. And I would love to have them on our show.
Look, I'm not that great, but it would be fun.
It'd be fun. They're veterans of this. We're the young bucks. Not literally.
No.
So anyway, there's a lot of tidbits in their podcast about Bret Hart's book where he goes through this match in great detail and talks about it. So I'll bring up a couple of the points that they brought up, but they go into great detail.
That would be kind of interesting.
Bring up all of those.
Sure.
Yeah. Austin flips off Shamrock because Shamrock asks him if he wants to give up, and of course Austin gives him the bird. Vince hopes that Bret Hart will settle down after this match because he's just thinking Austin's just got him to this point, and if he just settles down after this, he can go back to being the great Bret Hart.
Mm-hmm.
More beating up the knee, but he misses a drop onto the knee. He takes Stone Cold over to the ropes, and he gets ready to do a sit down on the knee to try to bend it.
Oh, which
but
sounds
Austin
awful.
moves out of the way. Yeah. So Bret doesn't like get his ass on the ground like Vader did earlier, but he just stomps on the ground too hard and there's no resistance. So he does like hurt his tailbone.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of nowhere, Austin hits the Stone Cold Stunner.
Yes.
Both men are down. Stone Cold Austin chants. Austin, Austin, Austin.
But, like, this is it. This is a good breath for that to happen.
Exactly. Because it was a stunner.
Yes.
Yeah, now Austin's trying to recover. Hart gets back up, though, at the same time that Stone Cold does. And he goes back to the knee. Both men are up, and Hart keeps hitting at the knee. Hart drags Austin over to the ring post, and he puts the figure 4 on the ring post. So he's hanging off of the ring post. He's got Stone Cold wrapped around it, and he's got the figure 4 on. The crowd goes fucking nuts for this move.
Yes. Stone Cold's head is flopping like wildly.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be so much pain. It's a good visual move.
It is.
And it makes it look more painful than a regular figure 4.
The thing, you and I have done the figure 4 before. We have done this to each other. And you can tell it's like, it doesn't hurt that much, but you can, like, get it to hurt a little bit, like, on the ankle.
If you were to press on the ankle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you have to press.
Yeah. Hart lets go, though, because of the leverage. He can't keep hanging on, because he's got to, like, keep Austin's weight in one spot, so he has to eventually let go. And then I do love that even in between this, he just looks down at Stone Cold and he goes, "Son of a bitch!" And then he walks over to do more damage. He walks over to the timekeeper's table and he grabs the ring bell and a chair. And he makes sure to grabs the steel chair and he puts Austin back in the ring. And he puts the chair on Austin's ankle because he's going to Pillmanize him. So there's this famous bit, Rachel, where Stone Cold and Brian Pillman were a tag team back in the day.
Okay.
And then they like feuded in between this time with Austin or with Hart. Mm-hmm. Austin put Brian Pillman's ankle in the chair and then he went to the top rope and stomped on it. So he broke his ankle. So from then on, that term was always dubbed Pillmanize by wrestling fans.
Okay.
So he's going to Pillmanize him. Crowd pops when he puts the chair on his ankle. Then Hart goes to the top rope.
Yes.
Do you want to say what happens?
No. Go ahead.
Austin, before Hart can do anything, Rachel's got okay, folks, hang on, I have this point. Rachel, just like a little kid, just to hear me say what happens in a 27-year-old wrestling match that she's seen before. Put her hands in put her head in her hands like, tell me, like I need to know.
I like a good story, damn it.
If anybody watched this beforehand and was like, what the fuck did they choose this for their big volume 5? It was this match.
I knew it was this match. I knew.
Austin gets up before Hart can attack, pulls back the chair all the way to his back, and comes down and smashes it on Bret's back.
Yes.
And the crowd goes insane. And the cheer that you hear, Rachel, it's like a manly cheer. It's all like it's like the guys are cheering. Like the adult guys go fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And King just goes, "It's WrestleMania, baby!"
Can't believe that place is going nuts! Bret Hart's gonna try and he waited too long. Wait a minute, Austin up the chair, Austin! It's WrestleMania, baby!
Like, I can't even tell if it was just because it was Bret Hart getting hit or if it's just the moment just got to King and he just had to say it.
I think he had to.
Austin takes the chair again, takes it all the way to the point where it's like, it like touches his butt.
Yes.
And he like comes and he swings it over and hits him again. And then Austin doesn't know what to do next because I think he's like, shit, what the fuck am I supposed to do next? I can't remember. Because he just picks him up and just slams him down and then picks him right back up.
Well, I think he's playing off the momentum of the crowd. Like, I gotta keep slamming him because they're
do
just
something,
they're just excited about it.
He whips him into the corner, suplexes him, And then Austin goes to the middle rope and does his middle finger, middle rope elbow drop thing where he like comes off and he like gives him the elbow.
Maybe he asked Bret what he was supposed to do. Like, what am I doing?
He did.
Oh, did
So according... So these two
I'm going to slam you, but what am I supposed to do next?
These two worked out spots, but for the match. So, like, the ring bell spot, the ending, of course. We're going to go in the crowd. Like, that's how Hart would always work.
Sure.
But in between, they improvise spots, or Hart says, like, we should do this, we should do that.
He probably said turnbuckle.
Bret's the guy that's directing the match.
Okay.
JR goes nuts here. He says, it's not about talking about it. It's not about titles. It's not about talking about the past or posing or covering a bald spot. This is athleticism, which I thought was weird because Austin is bald, but I guess he's not covering the bald
Damn
spot.
straight. He's not trying to hide it.
And it's a shot at all the past. It's a shot at all the past WrestleManias about how Hogan, Savage could have done this match, but Hogan and them could never have done something as great. But they show Bret Hart's daughter, and she's covering her eyes, and I felt kind of bad.
Scared. Oh, it always reminds me anytime I see like the kids of them
Foley's
that are like
kids.
watching and they're scared. Like you can tell mom's just like, he's fine. Everything's fine. Dad's going to talk to you afterwards.
yeah.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it always reminds me of the Mick Foley match where he was bleeding profusely from the head.
Yes.
And he's
Yeah.
in the back getting patched up. His kids are crying and he goes, no, look, it's okay. It's just a
Daddy's
little cut.
okay.
They're just fixing me up right now. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's what always reminds me of.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it reminded me of that
traumatic.
too. I'm hoping that she knows that, like, because Mick told them it's fake. Like he made sure like to tell them like I'm not really getting hit. But I do kind of wonder that too.
A little cut, no big deal.
A Russian leg sweep by Stone Cold, and he goes right into this like chicken wing submission, where he's like pulling on Hart's shoulder, and he's got his like leg wrapped around Hart's
It's like
bringing
it out of its socket.
He's trying to pull the shoulder out of its socket. Stu looks concerned, so even Stu's woke up for this, according to King. So he's even got a look on his face like, and I can't tell if that's a shoot or a work or what's going on there.
Well, back in a dungeon, I would stretch guys, because what I would do as a wrestler and I could shoot fight is I'd stretch them. So you get them on the ground and you stretch their limbs past where they're supposed to go. That's stretch them.
That's his specialty.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oof.
He would train wrestlers in his basement. That was like, that was what they would do at the Hearts. Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go. Then maybe he
fucking
was looking
crazy.
at this like he might go
crazy
past
family,
it.
the Hearts.
It sounds like it. They sound kind of nuts.
Boston Crab by Austin. Simple but lethal, or simple but effective,
That could
according
hurt
to
your
JR.
neck. I could see it.
Hurts your back. You've put me in a Boston Crab
I
or two
have.
in your day, Rachel.
I have. That's correct.
Yeah. Austin tries to put Hart in the sharpshooter, but he steps into it wrong. But it doesn't matter anyway because he's not supposed to do anything. And so Hart rakes his eyes before he can put him in the sharpshooter.
Dirty
Austin
move.
throws
eye rake. That's a dirty move.
Dirty move. But they've been
I'm just saying.
it's a street fight essentially.
I understand.
Austin throws Bret to the outside. He taunts the crowd and gets booed for it. Bret reverses an Irish whip, and Austin goes into the barricade. And Hart comes over and punches Stone Cold. And in actuality, Rachel, according to Bret's book, this is where he cuts Stone Cold Steve Austin open.
Oh, on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he,
I thought
according to the
maybe
book,
it was an accident.
No,
actually, this was a total accident. He's just pouring blood. Also, the announcer, that poor announcer, got knocked over.
Yes, which is always great. I love when Hugo gets knocked over. That's so great. Yeah, and he does a great job of being like, like falling backwards.
Right onto the ground.
They were putting together the match, and Bret said, I think that we should have blood. I think you should get some color. I think that would help sell the moment. At the time, Vince did not allow for blood. So Stone Cold was nervous.
For this?
Stone Cold was like, I don't know if we should. I could get in trouble. Like, you're Bret Hart, but I'm on, And Bret was like, don't worry about it. I'm going to do it. So you don't have to say you
he did it. He's like, I did it. So
I did it.
Yeah. So he's like,
so he,
if you're bleeding, it's not your fault.
yeah, because I did it.
Because I scratched
so
you.
He took the razor out, and as he's doing the punches on the barricade, he slips in a little cut.
That seems so dangerous.
I can't
he gets
imagine
it like right over the eye. Like,
Yeah. I cannot imagine doing that. These people are fucking crazy.
They're nuts. They're nuts.
Yourself.
But if you just do even just like a little cut in your head and your hands, they bleed the most.
Like crazy.
So it might not even. It probably doesn't even sting. It's like a paper cut, right? And it just bleeds profusely.
Can you imagine though? Like you're bleeding. Austin bleeds like crazy.
Oh my god,
in
he
this
is
fucking
like
match.
dripping blood.
Can you imagine you're dripping blood, and you have to like lift a 230-pound man up and like do wrestling moves and stuff while you're bleeding like this?
Ugh.
It's just like, what the fuck is wrong?
Make me very uncomfortable.
Steve starts bleeding all over the mat, and I do even like that it's a good spot to have him bleed because the replay, Stone Cold does a good job of making it look like his head truly hit the barricade.
Yes.
And you could imagine that there's a sharp spot or something, or even just because there's such small little skin on your forehead that it would just cause it to bust open.
Exactly.
Like, remember when you were a little kid, Rachel, and you fell and your head busted open like this? Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, that's...
And I barely hit my head.
Yeah. Rachel wasn't even at WrestleMania, and she took the razor.
Stone Cold.
She took the blade out and she cut her own head, and she was like, no. I still remember that because we were at Grandma and Grandpa's, and Grandpa and I were doing some like wood shop thing in the garage, and we just heard Grandma go, "Get here now!" Austin is bleeding all over the fucking place. It is just gushing everywhere.
It's so disgusting.
Bret is giving him elbows to the head, probably to make it smear all over the place even more. They're back in the ring, and he's like
smooshing it on his hand.
Yeah, he's trying to make it. Because it looks even better too. Because with the bald head, it's like it's not getting absorbed in his. Yeah, it's not absorbing in his hair, so it's just going all over. Bret looks down at his hands after he's done hitting him with the elbows, and there's Austin's blood all over his hands. And I was like, oh, that's a nice little touch that he like looks at his hands and like Austin's blood is all over his hands.
Right. Good improv.
He picked. Yeah, it's Bret Hart. He knows what he's doing.
I'm just saying.
A backbreaker on the knee by Hart to Austin. He goes to the middle rope and he hits a knee drop on Austin, and then he grabs the chair and Vince goes, "Oh no." It's a good line by Vince though, just that, "Oh no." King goes, "Only a coward would use a chair."
Well, they've been using this chair the whole time, King.
That's the point. King's a hypocrite some way or another. He hits Austin on the knee with a chair. JR goes fucking apeshit. He's just, somebody stop this! Oh my god, he's gonna kill him! Bret goes for the sharpshooter, but Austin blocks it. And then Austin low blows Hart eventually. And JR goes, "That was low! That was down there near Saskatoon!" according to JR. Austin gets back up and JR goes, "This Austin's a stud." So he knows the fucking role, man.
Yes.
Austin whips Hart into the turnbuckle, and he does that great Bret Hart turnbuckle bump where he doesn't turn around. He just goes sternum first into it and just takes all of that fucking pressure. Austin takes him to the corner and does the mud hole stops. What? Hit the corner. I love the mud hole stomps. That's a great move. That was a great move to do on the video games, to get him in the corner and do the stomps.
Oh, absolutely.
So much fun.
That was a lot of fun to do.
He gives him the finger because he's doing the mud hole stomps. Crowd pops. Loves that he's giving him the finger. Pulls Bret to the top rope and does a superplex. And Austin sells the shit out of it like it hurt the crap out of him, too.
Yes.
Vince is clearly nervous about the blood.
Well.
And I don't know how nervous how he could be even more nervous because he didn't expect blood.
Yes.
Like if Bret didn't tell him we're gonna have some blood in this one.
Why is he bleeding? Like did he actually get hurt? Do I need to stop this? They would have told you they wanted to stop if he was actually hurt.
Vince would never stop it.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if somebody was actually hurt and bleeding, they would just lay there.
Yes.
And
like
there'd be more, the ref would have come over and been like,
Yeah, the ref
We've
never
seen
does
when
anything.
somebody actually gets hurt.
Well, it's Ken Shamrock, so it's like maybe Hart told Ken, like, just let it go. Like, don't worry about it, or something,
They
probably
told Shamrock that this was going to happen. If you're hurt and you can't keep going...
True, yeah. If you
not
cannot
going
stand
to.
up. Yes.
If you're concussed, you're not supposed to keep going. That's not going to stop someone.
Right. Austin goes and grabs a extension cord that must be like for all the microphones and shit. He wraps it around.
I didn't expect that.
No?
No. Then, like, I went, ooh, that's too far.
We're going to have to watch some of these hardcore matches, street fights. He wraps the cord around Hart to choke him out. Hart grabs the ring bell from earlier, so they set it up. They set up the ring bell that was going to be used now. Mm-hmm. And he whacks Austin over the head with it to get free. So now Hart is in control again.
Yes. Hart
puts Stone Cold in the sharpshooter, and the crowd is going crazy. Like, everyone is on their feet, like, jumping up and down at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we know that, like, they say that all the time. Like, this capacity crowd's on their feet. Like, everybody always says
but
that.
You can
or
see
like,
it.
You can see it. Like, everyone is on their feet, like, shouting at the top of their lungs. Austin is shaking his head. No. As Shamrock goes, Steve, do you want me to stop the match? Because he's in terrible pain.
He's just bleeding profusely.
The iconic image. I hate the word iconic. I wish I'd come up with a better word, but that's what it is. It is truly one of the greatest images in the history of American pop culture. Is Stone Cold Steve Austin in this sharpshooter going, no! Blood pouring down his face.
Yes.
It is, in a way, beautiful. He starts to really pass out. Shamrock shouting, Steve, if you don't answer, I'm going to have to stop the match. And then there's the image that we all think of.
Yes.
And then he almost pushes himself up enough to break the hold. And the announcers are going crazy. The crowd's going crazy. The announcers are going, no one's ever done this. No one's ever gotten out of the sharpshooter. This is amazing. Oh my God. And before he actually does push Bret over.
He is lifted up.
But Hart doesn't give up the leg lock.
Right.
So he keeps the sharpshooter on and is able to recover and sit back in the sharpshooter again.
Exactly.
And then what happens, Rachel?
Steve tries not to, but then passes out.
Yes. And Shamrock gives him one more time, and they make sure it gets picked up on the mic, and that you can see Shamrock asks him and goes, Steve, if you don't answer, I will have to stop the match. Yep. And Austin's just passed out.
He's just passed out.
In a pool of his own blood.
Mm-hmm.
Reaching for the rope. Austin will not surrender. He will not submit. But he has to. Bret Hart has beaten every superstar. Do you give up with this move? How in the hell Austin has not given up? I can't understand. If you do not answer, I will stop the fight. Ken Shamrock stopping it right now. That's it. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin has it out. Austin is unconscious. Austin never gave up. Austin never gave up. But he passed out with a pain. Austin is out.
And the match is over. And JR says, Austin never gave up, but he passed out with the pain.
Yep.
Shamrock raises Bret Hart's hand, and they put over how Austin never gave up. And Fink even has to say
refused to give
up. On the mic so that the crowd knows, he says, due to Stone Cold Steve Austin passing out, Bret Hart is the winner of the match.
Yep. Just to make it a little bit more obvious.
Well, because if you're the crowd, you don't know if he you might not see if he tapped. You might not know if he said I give up.
Yeah,
so you have
happened?
to make it
Did
obvious to the crowd.
Did he say
that he didn't give up?
Right.
Shamrock goes over to check on Austin. Vince is asking for doctors. Can we please get some doctors out here for Stone Cold Steve Austin? Bret Hart posing around the ring. He goes to all four turnbuckles and poses that he won.
What a bloodbath. Sorry.
Yeah, JR's putting it over. What a war! Hart comes back. He's like, I have to finish this. I have to kill this man.
Yeah, Steve,
that's the
wakes
mentality.
Up and he's moving a little bit, he's being roused.
So Hart comes back and he starts kicking his knee because he hates Stone Cold.
Yes.
He needs him out of his life.
Yes.
He needs this man to go away. I always love when this happens, like when a heel starts like beating up somebody after the match, when they just let the bell go fucking crazy, like the timekeeper just keeps hitting the bell. They do it in AEW.
They're trying to be like, no, it's over, damn it, it's over.
Yeah, they need to bring it back. I don't know if Triple H has brought it back in WWE, but they need to bring it back.
I love the bell.
Because it adds to the chaos of it, of like this dastardly bastard is like, going too far. Mm-hmm. Shamrock pulls Hart off and then slams Hart, and the crowd goes nuts.
Like slams him.
And then Shamrock stands there like, you want to fight me? Like, you can fight me. And the two of them tease going at it. And I love this, Rachel, because Hart looks around at the crowd and he realizes that the crowd is cheering for Shamrock to fight him.
Yes, like to stop him.
They're against him.
That's right.
The crowd doesn't believe in him.
That's right.
They've turned on him.
Oh yeah, he didn't turn on them. They turned on him.
That's right. He's become the bad guy. So he leaves the ring and the crowd boos. Ooh. It's so good.
It's so good.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
He looks around again as the crowd boos and he's like, are you kidding me? I'm the bad guy? I'm the fucking bad guy? How am I the bad guy?
Did you see him give the finger to a couple people?
Yeah, he walks out. Some guys are giving them the finger, so he gives it back.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck you, yeah. Austin tells Shamrock to leave. He doesn't want any help.
Yeah, he like pushes him away, like, get off me, get out of here.
Yeah. He finally gets to his feet. Another ref comes out to help him, and he stuns him because it's Stone Cold. He's got to fucking stun somebody.
Yeah.
Get a goddamn beer or a goddamn Stone Cold stunner.
It wasn't Shamrock. He's like, all right, fine. You're on your own, bud.
Yeah,
and
Shamrock's like, yeah,
I
that's
stopped
fine.
him from beating the crap out of you again, so I did my job. Another ref just comes in to get stunned. I love that.
As he leaves, the crowd chants Austin. And that, Rachel, is the story of the best wrestler of all time being created.
Yeah. We just applauded.
Rachel, your thoughts on the match?
No, that was fun. That was a good one. I liked that one. That was entertaining. It had a lot of energy, kept moving, told a story.
I mentioned it earlier in the show. I watched it because it was on that list. And it was so high on that list, and I had not seen it. Mm-hmm. And after I watched it that time, I was just like, holy shit. That is one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. And watching it again, I watched this I was on the treadmill, because I was like, I know this is fucking long, and I need to, I can't. So I'm watching it on the treadmill. And when this match came up, I just got a big grin on my face. And I watched the whole thing with just this big smile on my face, because it is so fun to watch. It's so good. Mm-hmm. This holds your attention, tells the story, feels like it's a personal fight. The announcers are engaged the entire time.
Very engaged.
And sell it like crazy. The crowd loves it.
Yes.
It's paced well. This is, in my opinion, which is all we ever give you on Shelf Life, so I don't know why I even preface it with that. This is a masterpiece. This is one of my favorite matches of all time. It is one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. We probably could end the show right now.
We probably could. Unfortunately,
but we gotta keep going.
An hour left.
Yeah. So here we go.
Unfortunately, there's an hour left.
It is kind of unfortunate. Yes. So, JR...
You could have ended WrestleMania with this.
Vince should have just called it and been like, you know what, we're done.
That's it.
JR even says it's going to be kind of hard to follow up on this one. He, knows what's going to happen. He's like, shit, the rest of this show's going to suck.